Ancient Caral, one of the world's oldest civilizations, dating to about 5,000 years old. Another city dating to around that time period is the ancient city of Liangzhou in China, which we will discuss in another video. But today, we're going to focus on the city of Caral, located in the wonderful country of Peru. Caral sits near the coast and near the Andes Mountains. Specifically, it sits on a dry terrace that overlooks a river valley that is lush and green in the Andes Mountains. The ancient city of Caral sits in the Supe Valley, a region of Peru's high desert. It is surrounded by rainforests, mountains, and the Pacific coast. It has been well established that life began in Africa. And as early man moved throughout the continent, they established their own small communities, or what we may call villages today. Usually they are made up of family members who live together to help each other survive by hunting and foraging foods. But our early ancestors were not just survivors, they were curious. So they began migrating out to other parts of the world like Europe, Asia, Australia, India, the Pacific Islands, and Turtle Island, or what we know today as America. As our early ancestors' knowledge and skills grew, they were able to create more intricate living groups and lifestyles. And from this grew the world's first civilizations. Mesopotamia has long been credited as the world's first and oldest civilization, with the city of Sumer being its focal point. But there is no doubt that the pre-dynastic ancient Nubia and Kemet, which dates to 10,500 BC, is the oldest civilization that has been found to date. But let's get back to ancient Caral. Research in the area around Caral has found at least 18 other nearby cities, all associated with the ancient city. They also found a device known as a quipu. The quipu has been found in later civilizations in the area, like the Incas, for example. The quipu is a system of knots used as a recording device for recorded language. Now, the city of Caral's architecture is well preserved. The complexity of its architecture implies a level of intelligence and knowledge that I feel is lacking in modern day cultures. Now, the reason I say this is because there are a lot of scientists from certain groups of people who study all of these ancient civilizations and structures specifically, like say ancient Kemet, which is now called Egypt today. They can't figure out how the people of that time built these structures. That in itself tells me that today's civilization is much more primitive than ancient, if they could do something that today's scientists can't figure out for themselves how to do. But that's just my personal opinion. But back to Caral. Now, the city of Caral has 6 large pyramidal structures. It has a sunken circular court, or has more than one sunken circular court, as a matter of fact, and it has an earthen platform mounds. Now, the residents who lived in the city had nice living dwellings, specifically the elites. Theirs were elegant and intricate. And one other very interesting thing about the city of Caral is that it had an irrigation system. Caral has remained mostly intact, which, if I must say, is pretty incredible. Now, what has helped to preserve this ancient city can't really be known. I mean, it could be its location, it could be the climate, but whatever the case may be, it has been preserved for the most part, and is that as a result, it has helped scientists to really be able to learn a lot about the city, the people, how they lived, so on and so forth. Now, it does appear that the city had been abandoned early and had only been occupied twice since its development. Once around 1000 BC, and then again between 900 to 1440 AD. The ancient city of Caral, located in Peru, is truly a beautiful city to behold and a testament to the knowledge and abilities of our early ancestors. Caral signifies the rise of civilization, not just in the Americas, but the world itself. We have heard so much about other civilizations like the Olmecs, which date from 1200 to 900 BC, ancient India, 3300 BC, Mesopotamia, 4000 to 3500 BC, and ancient Kemet, which is maybe over 7,000 years old. So there are some pretty ancient civilizations out there. And among these ancient civilizations, one can't ignore the similarities in a lot of the pyramids as you look at the ones that have been illustrated in the pictures here for Caral. We know Egypt was building pyramids, and they are the specialists in them. And we know that they are among the oldest of civilizations. A lot of attention is paid to later Egypt for racially and, racial reasons, but ancient Kemet is very old, and they were building long before others discovered them and decided they wanted to take that civilization and claim it for themselves. Now, it's obvious that these civilizations had to have been communicating because what are the chances that there will be so many pyramids around the world that look so similar and are built in such similar ways, and they would be randomly created, just each society just on its own discovered, oh, let's build like this. I believe that ancient Egyptian technology or ancient Kemet technology was shared among civilizations, that civilizations communicated through whatever way we don't know, because it's really hard to tell, and with so much tampering with history and archaeological finds, it's so much information gets lost. But this shows that communities communicated and worked together, and technology was shared and information was shared. Ancient Caral has some very, very remarkable structures. I think that this city was probably a very beautiful city to rival any others that we would have seen, like in Mesopotamia or Egypt or anywhere else. And I think this being the first civilization discovered in America, it's really remarkable. And we have to note what the definition of civilization is. A civilization is technically defined as a community that is living together, working together, producing food at an exponential number that is able to feed a large amount of people, building, hunting, all of that done together as a group, living in one location, controlling the land. And we're going to continue this series of ancient civilizations. This was just the start. This was just to give you a little taste of what was going on in the Americas back when nobody thought that anything was going on here. And in some cases, there are some people who still believe that people weren't even here at that time. I know that that is waning off, and they're having to accept the facts. But we're going to learn about other civilizations, and just keep in mind as we talk about these, you have to remember who the original people were that were building these. It's not who they push on you or tell you. Truth is truth no matter what. So if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and share and subscribe. See you in the next one.